Welcome to the Far North Coast Rugby Wrap. We're doing a review of round 15 on the 5th of August and the catch-up round this weekend on Saturday, 12th of August. I'm here with Wayne Mullane again. How are you, Wayne?
Good, thank you, Graham. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. It's been interesting to do these, get a little bit of feedback from players and supporters at the grounds. Hopefully it's been a useful bit of information for people out there that are interested in Far North Coast Rugby. So, as usual, I think we'll start with some of the games from last weekend.
Yeah, well, why not? We'll kick off where you refereed at Mr. Bouillon's 500th game.
Yeah, as we mentioned last week, Wollongbar player Bouillon was doing his 500th game for the club. In second grade was his 500th match. He happened to also run out in first grade for 501. It was actually a really good game, the second grade game. The Casino, unfortunately, just didn't get any ball. They were just defending when they did get some ball. It was inside their 22, having to kick it away and then D up again. So Wollongbar just had all the ball and ran away with a good win. But Casino still played really well.
They certainly did.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a really tough, hard match there when it started. And then there was no score for quite a while. It was 0-0 for a long time. And then Blake Henderson got that ball and scored out wide and Two
very disciplined teams playing some positive rugby. We didn't have a penalty against either team in the first 20 minutes, which in any game is fantastic. And the ball was being thrown around by both teams. So we're up and down the field. It was a fantastic game of rugby. Boo did his usual, fronted up, made his tackles, pushed in the scrum when needed. And congrats, Boo. Fantastic effort. 500 games for your club, Wollongbar.
Yeah, it certainly was. Yeah, it was a good day.
And then on to first grade. Casino needing to get some points out of that if they can to try and still be in the finals race.
They started on fire.
Well, they did. They scored the first two converted tries, got a penalty converted that, up 17-0 in 20 minutes, and we're looking very good. But same sort of thing as we had in reserve grade. At that stage, Wollongbar actually hadn't had any ball. What ball they had, they'd had to kick away. So Casino were taking their opportunities, made a couple of good breaks, 50-metre out tries, got their 17 points, and were looking red hot. Wollongbar then struck back, as they tend to do most weeks. They came back, and the halftime score, I think, was 21-17 to Casino, to Wollongbar over Casino. So they'd managed to score 3 converted tries. It was still a very even match at that stage. As the game wore on, Wollongbar got more ball and got further ahead and ended up taking out the match 57-29. So for Casino, they got a point out of it.
2 points?
2 points, did they?
No, just the 1 point.
Just the 1 point for the 4 tries?
Yeah, 4 tries.
Yep. So they're 4 points behind Ballina on the table in 5th spot, Ballina in 4th spot.
It's very close.
For first grade?
It's very close.
So Casino, moving on to this week's match, they play Casuarina at Casino. If they can win that match and or with a bonus point, they've got to be a big chance of cracking that 4th spot. Whereas Ballina, they played against, I think it was Casuarina last week, wasn't it?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And they led at half-time.
Wow,
11 points to 7.
So, Ballina hitting a little bit of form there up at Casuarina.
Yeah, it was at Casuarina.
At Casuarina and leading Casuarina 11-7 at half-time. But then Casuarina managed to pull away in the second half. Perhaps
Ballina never troubled the scorers again in the second half. So it was 29 points to 11. So.
Well, okay. So Ballina play Byron Bay at Byron this week.
Yes.
So
hopefully they've got 2 sides and they go up there, and also who's women's going? The Lismore women going there as well. So it's 3 games.
Okay, so 3 games up at Byron. So look, a good first grade game up there at Casuarina. Ballina didn't get any extra points, so it's closed that gap to 4 points between 4th and 5th in the first grade table. So it'll be very interesting this catch-up round to finalise who is going to be in the top 4. What else do we have last weekend? Who else played? It was
Byron and Lismore.
Byron and Lismore.
In Lismore.
In Lismore, okay. So Lismore went very well to start with, I think.
Yeah, they weren't too bad. Yeah.
What did we have there? Halftime was 26-7, but Lismore had actually started really well and were troubling Byron, but then Byron managed to get into their patterns and do some good stuff. It ended up 38-14 to Byron at Lismore.
Yep.
Byron Bay are therefore still in the running to be minor premiers in first grade.
Yep.
I think
they certainly are. It's the Wollongbar on 62 and Byron Shire on 59, but Wollongbar's finished.
Okay,
Wollongbar and
don't
Lismore
play.
are over for competition, just the rounds themselves. So, yes, Byron get a bonus point win, or not
just get a win this weekend.
Just get a win, and they go to 63 and minor premiers.
Wow. Yep. Okay, so good luck to Byron this weekend, or go well, play your best you can.
Yep.
So other second grade games we had, as I said, Wollongbar beat Casino 29-0. Casuarina beat Ballina 30-0. Unfortunately, Ballina ran out of players with injuries and COVID and people being away, so had to forfeit that match. In Byron Bay v Lismore, that was a big score. Byron Shire Rebels are showing they are the team to beat in second grade.
52-14.
Perhaps first grade President's Cup, and a little bit, there's two fairly even teams. In second grade, Byron Shire Rebels have been the team to beat all year.
They're 10 points ahead on the table in second grade over Casuarina. So,
President's Cup, we had one match.
One match, a catch-up game.
That was the game where Mullumbimby were looking to try and get some points to.
Yes, they needed to win to get in with a bonus point and get into the finals in President's Cup.
And that ended up
the opposite way.
Right.
Evans Head 18, Mullumbimby 10. So.
Okay, so the top four in President's Cup would be Yamba minor premiers.
Yamba on top again, and then Range.
Richmond Range, right.
Evans River.
Evans River held on to their number 3 spot.
Yes, and Lennox Head held on to the 4th spot.
Okay, because Mullumbimby lost, so Lennox Head held on to the number 4 spot in President's Cup. Congrats, Lennox Head. You've gone back into President's Cup from being a first grade, second grade club, but you've made the semi-finals, and let's see what happens from there.
Yeah, they've improved out of sight over the last part of the season. I'm talking to Scotty Jenkins there the other night, and he said they've got a lot of the young fellows backing up for the 18s and going all right. They've lost Oscar Godwin. He's done a shoulder or something, but hope he mends well. But
Lennox Head perhaps a dark horse in the semi-finals and finals for President's Cup?
Yes. I wouldn't write them off in the minor semi against Evans River.
Okay, that'll be a very interesting match. Did we have some women's matches last weekend?
Yeah, Lismore home to Byron Shire.
Okay, Lismore, one of the top 2 teams.
Yeah, and they've run out there 27-0.
27-0, there you go. And, we had 2. Yep.
It was a forfeit. Evans Head forfeited, but they went up there with 5 girls and 5 ladies.
Still managed to have a run.
Had a game, yes.
Okay. So, unfortunately, a forfeit, but at least the Casuarina girls and Evans girls got to have a bit of a run around there in the women's competition.
Yep.
But, 30 points to 0 to Casuarina. So, the point score in women's.
Casuarina on 54. And then Lismore down in 39. Byron on 20, equal with Evans. And they'll be the 4 in the...
That will be the 4 teams that are in the semi-finals for
Ranger on 11.
Women's. Okay, interesting. So good luck to those teams in a couple of weeks. So under-18s, of course, we had a couple of matches of the under-18s were scheduled.
Yeah.
Lennox Head, the team to beat, bit like Byron Shire Rebels in second grade. Lennox Head under-18s are the team to beat. They came up against Lismore, which have had some close matches during the year, but not this weekend. Lennox Head 24, Lismore 7. So congratulations, Lennox Head. You've certainly well and truly wrapped up your minor premiership and under-18s.
Yeah,
congratulations. Undefeated at this stage. That is an impressive effort.
Yeah.
And another under-18s match, Casuarina and Evans River.
Yeah, Evans travelled up there.
Right, okay, so Evans travelled up to Casuarina. So Casuarina had 4 games on the day.
Yes, it was a big day up there.
Well, fantastic. And Casuarina ran out 43-0 winners.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Casuarina. You're hitting some good form at the end of the year. One of those clubs with Lismore. And who's the 4th club that'll be in it?
Yeah, they're all in it. There's only 4 teams.
Evans River, there's only 4 teams.
Yeah.
So Lennox Head perhaps more worried about Lismore and Evans River, but finals is Casuarina rather than Evans River. But finals footy is funny stuff, and particularly at that age group. I've seen many a club or many a team in under-18s, under-19s that has gone through all the season undefeated and then lost the grand final.
Yeah.
So that'll be an interesting final series, and good luck to all those teams. But before that, we have the catch-up round this weekend. So we've only got a few games scheduled, but one very, very important one down at Yamba.
Yes, the President's Cup major semi-final down there.
Okay, Yamba being the minor premiers in President's Cup. Get to host the major semi-final in President's Cup this weekend down at Yamba. That'll be a standalone game, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's only the one. I thought if they were doing it, they should put the minor semi-final with it.
Right, but it's just the one game?
Yeah, just the one game down there.
One game at Yamba this weekend. Yamba v Range in the major semi-final of the President's Cup at Yamba. 3 o'clock kickoff?
3 o'clock kickoff. Mr. Goff is sending a cameraman down there. It's going to be live streamed.
Okay, that'll
on
be great.
Mark Goff Media Sports on the YouTube channel. So...
Very much. Thank you very much for that, Mark. That'll be very, very good for everybody to be able to watch that. They happen to have our first grade grand final referee from last year's refereeing that match too. One Richard Goswell. Good luck, Richard. Welcome to President's Cup.
Yeah. No, he did the good Cuyahoga last year.
Okay, well, there you go. He does a lot of President's Cup games, understandably, given his ability and experience. That'll be a great experience for him. He's down there refereeing the President's Cup. Fortunately, we've got it with a catch-up round, enough referees, so there's 2 assistant referees and Peter Campbell and Evelyn George on the sidelines for him. It's a very good team. Yamba and Range, congratulations for making the major semi. Good luck this weekend, and may the best team win.
Yeah, certainly. And talking to Phil Gibson from Coopers today about their Grafton's resurgent down there in the last couple of weeks in the Mid-North Coast, running out 101 points to nil over Hastings Valley Vikings. That's a fall from grace from that club. They've been on top for many a year down there. It's
been very interesting watching Grafton from afar, because of course they've been in our zone over the years and Mid-North Coast over the years. Last year they were struggling for numbers. We're really battling week in, week out. This year I actually did a pre-season game and thought, okay, you guys have got some potential if you can get all your players on the field. As the season's gone on, they've got better in first grade
and second grade. Second grade's in the finals too as well. So
congratulations, and their women as well.
Women came second in the competition round. So they've got 2 in the minor semi-final. And
congratulations to all the players and the committee and all the off-field work that's done to make a club come back like that. They've clearly got some numbers on board now. They've got would certainly appear to be good feeling within the club, and players are performing accordingly. So Grafton are in the minor semi-final in first and second grade. Does that sound right?
Correct.
This weekend?
Yes, it is this weekend.
And the Grafton women are in the major semi-final.
Yes.
Congratulations to those teams, and good luck this weekend. That's fantastic news, and great to see a great historical club like that going well again.
A lot of good boys down there.
Yeah, I've had many a good trip down there.
I believe they're going down to... they're playing the Cannonballs in first grade, I think.
Right, so they play Kempsey at Kempsey in the minor
I'm not
semi-final.
sure where they're playing, but I've seen a post today, and they said he hates losing more than what he does winning.
He enjoys winning.
Yeah.
So
good on you, Powley.
Players and coaches.
Yeah, good on you, Powley. You've done a great job down there this year, and all your committee and the club. It's a great club down there, the Redmen. So
congratulations.
Good luck with the finals.
So our catch-up rounds, we've mentioned a couple of games, but we'll go through them again. So at Casino in first and second grade. Very important games in both grades, but particularly the first grade. So Casino play Casuarina, and Casino play Casuarina also in second grade. If Casino can manage to get a win, they'll go a long way to securing 4th spot in first grade. Casino will be in the semi-finals in reserve grade.
Yes.
I think that is Casuarina at number 2, Casino at number 4. So they may end up playing each other in a final or grand final.
Yeah. Wallingborough 3.
Wallingborough 3rd in reserve grade. And as we mentioned earlier, Byron Shire Rebels, the clear team to beat in reserve grade.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that 115 for reserve grade at Casino and 315 for first grade. Should be 2 very good matches. Casino have got nothing to lose in both games. Casuarina, perhaps, on the other hand, they've secured their spot in both first grade and second grade. The result won't affect where they'll be in the standings. Maybe they'll mix things up a little bit in their first and second grade. Perhaps they'll rest players, or they may go there and say, look, this is one final hit out. Let's dominate when we can, where we can. Good luck, Casino. Good luck, Casuarina. That will be a hang of a day.
And shout out to one of the young referees in the zone.
Oh, of course, yes.
Lockie Dooley. He's must have turned 16 this month. I knew it was getting close, and he's got his senior appointment. He's doing the Casino Casuarina match there in Casino this weekend. So congratulations, Lockie. You're doing an excellent job.
Yeah, congrats, mate. Okay, that game will also be live streamed by Mark Goff Media. Thank you very much. That's a huge effort, Mark. That's supporting the zone and the referees. That's fantastic effort, and I'm sure Lachlan will look back on that with pride. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lockie. Thank you, Mark.
Okay, as we mentioned, down at Byron Bay, there's actually 3 games on. Byron v Ballina in first and second grade, and Byron v Lismore in the women's match. So that'll start at what, 1 o'clock reserve grade?
1 o'clock reserve grade, 2:20 for the women's and 3:15 for first grade.
Byron, as we mentioned, will be looking to secure the minor premiership in first grade.
Yep.
So they'll presumably going out very strong. Won't be dropping anybody, won't be mixing up that team. They'll be looking to secure the minor premiership.
They'll be minor premiers in second grade for sure. That's
second grade, on the other hand, if they had people with niggles and they had the numbers, they perhaps would be resting players because, yes, they have secured the minor premiership in reserve grade. Congratulations, Byron. Good luck to Ballina in both those games. It's their last game for the season in both grades.
Yep.
So, look, Byron, if you're there at the day, turn up. There'll be a couple of very good games. If Ballina have got the numbers, they'll put up a fight. They don't like losing to Byron. So they'll be there if they've got the numbers, fighting hard, and should be some good rugby. Certainly I'm going to be down there this weekend and looking forward to refereeing at Byron. A fantastic day.
Yeah, I'm heading down to Yamba to
major semi-final.
Yeah,
Beckons.
Yeah, I thought I'd better go down there. Just stick my head in there, unfortunately for those people.
Well, Yamba does tend to be a very enjoyable day for everybody involved. I suppose if you're a losing team, it's not quite as much fun. But I know as a visiting referee, I've always enjoyed going down to Yamba. There's a good feeling off the field. There's people having a laugh and refreshments.
Yeah.
Tends to be good rugby played on the field. And then, you sit around and have a chat afterwards.
Yeah.
Gets a little bit chilly at the moment in the middle of winter there on that field. But, it's a very good place to referee.
Yeah, Andy Bennett and all the old fellas down there.
Yes,
good catch-up. I mean, mate, I've got a good friend used to live here who's one of the foundation members at Wallingbar Club, Dave Rebillard.
Okay,
Ex-Dave. Parramatta 2 Blues boy. So I'm hoping to catch up with Dave this weekend. So it'll be good.
As we mentioned earlier, good luck to both Yamba and Range in that major semi-final and President's Cup. If you both play well, may the best team win.
Yeah. And now in the juniors this Friday night, there's a full round of juniors in the Connect business competition.
Yeah. Is this their final round, or have they got another one after this?
They've got another round next weekend.
Right. So,
and then the 25th is the semi-finals, which is from under 12s through to 16s. Which is 1 plays 4 and 2 plays 3 in the semi-finals, and then the following weekend, Friday night, the 1st of September, is the grand finals for those 5 grades. Who's ever minor premiers, those age group will be offered to host the semi-finals for both semi-finals in that age division. So that'll all come out early next week.
Okay, so full round of juniors this week again.
Yeah.
We got the girls playing in 12-a-side again this weekend?
Yeah, they're down in Yamba. But
Okay.
I believe there's there was some email I got today about there's a couple of teams that can't go and there's only a couple of games happening. So
Okay.
I think it's Yamba's playing someone and that they're saying try and play 2 games or something like that.
Right.
So I'm not sure
Okay.
exactly. I've seen something from Brett there this afternoon, but I never got time to have a complete read of it. I was trying to do
So Yamba doesn't have any of the boys playing in their juniors on the Friday night this weekend, so they're hosting the girls 12-a-side in 15s and 17s. Sounds like due to some injuries, there's unavailability of 1 or 2 teams, so there'll be a reduced competition, but I imagine that will be starting at 6 o'clock.
Yep, that's what
down at Yamba. Some very good rugby. I've been fortunate enough to referee that competition the last couple of weeks. If you're down in Yamba, I'd suggest you get along there on Friday night. It'll be a very good competition in that 12-a-side for the girls. But in the boys, they play at a lot of grounds around there.
Yeah, we've got 1 game at Ballina, there's 3 at Bangalore, 3 at Casino, 3 up at Casuarina Beach. You got there's 3 at Evans.
And a lot of Lennox Head.
Lennox Head, there's about 6 there. 4 at Lismore, quite a few at Wallingbar. They've got 3 fields in action, actually. They've got to play a couple of games up on their top field. That's only because it's against Yamba and you need more time to travel from Yamba up to Wallingbar to play.
Course,
so
yes.
they've got under 10s and under 11s playing up on the new ground up there. So all goes well up there. My grandsons will be up there, so I'll go and have a look at him up there.
It's great that Wallingbar's got those 2 fields available at the moment.
Yeah.
Allows them to host more matches. And the young juniors being able to play up on that new field is fantastic. And presumably that will become, from the juniors' point of view, their home ground. It's where they'll be used to playing, which will help the migration of the club if they do then move all juniors and seniors up onto the new ground.
Yeah, well, they've got two complete
future.
fields up the top. So, at that disposal, so they can.
Very good, and very, very good facilities. Just needs that extra money coming in for Wallingbar Rugby Club. Needs anything you can give them to help with the fit out. Understand there's a 30,000 black hole, literally to put in toilets and put in the kitchen and put in the bar and everything else you need. So if anybody's able to contribute to the Wallingbar Rugby Club, you can look them up on social media. Contact Wayne here at Far North Coast Rugby if needed. But they need any funding they can get. Any amount would be greatly appreciated.
There's
it's
some
a fantastic
sort of
facility.
buy a virtual brick.
Yeah, okay. Buy a virtual brick. There you go.
I've said I'll buy one, but just getting around to doing it at this stage, So it's a very busy time. There was something else I was going to mention.
Okay, one other thing I'd like to bring up. We haven't had as much feedback as I'd appreciate, and that was that Team of the Year we mentioned a couple of weeks ago. So we're looking for numbers 1 through to 23 and a coach, a manager, and a physio. The only stipulation is you can't vote for anybody from your club, but we'd like some more feedback, please. It's a little difficult for just the 2 of us to be making up a Team of the Year. We'd appreciate players, supporters, coaches, anybody involved, anybody that's seen any of the rugby. Get an email to Mark Goff Media or to Wayne at Far North Coast Rugby. Give us some, even if you're only picking a couple of players that you think have been outstanding, you've seen them play, they've played really well, give us that information. We'll look at including them in that Team of the Year. So, 1 to 23 plus a coach, a manager, and a physio. And frankly, even those will be interesting to see what people's opinions are. Any feedback you can give us would be appreciated for that Team of the Year.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to advise, Lismore Council's contacted us today or yesterday, and we finally spoke. Crozier Field's unavailable for our grand final.
Okay.
They've offered us to use Oaks Oval. But they said there's still a few things that aren't working there either. So when we found out there's no lights, we've had to cancel that.
So Crozier Field and Oaks Oval will not be hosting the grand finals and finals this year?
I believe Jeff's just sent out, Jeff Brooks, the zone secretary, sent out expressions of interest to host the preliminary final and the grand final as well this year.
So if you're involved in clubs, there should have been an email received today for the hosting of the preliminary final and the grand final. We're looking for expressive interest. That would close fairly quick, I would think, within the next week, because they obviously need to then notify the club that's going to be doing it, because grand final day is the 2nd of September, and obviously the preliminary final the week before that in August, so we're running out of time. So if your club's interested in hosting preliminary final or grand final, please read your emails and get back to the Far North Coast Rugby in the next few days. There's stipulations in that email. There, of course, are the rules that are bylaws that stipulate what you need to do to host, all the information you need. I'm sure you'd be able to get in contact with either Wayne or the Far North Coast Rugby to host that preliminary final and grand final. Hopefully we'll get some clubs tendering for it, and we'll have a couple of games being played at a rugby club, which is always great to see.
Yeah, and it's exclusive. All the finals are exclusively to sell Cooper's products as well. That's another one of the stipulations.
It's one of Cooper's have been a long-standing sponsor of the Far North Coast Rugby Zone, and one of the requirements of that sponsorship is the exclusivity of beer sales during the final series. So preliminary final, grand final, if you're looking to host it, it'll be exclusively Cooper's products.
50 years. 15 years of sponsorship.
15 years.
Remember Maury with the big plastic thing of beer? So
products very similar to this, buddy. This is not
thank
open
you,
'cause
Phil.
we've had a beer today.
Thank you, Phil, for sending a carton for us. A couple of cartons down. So excellent.
So Cooper's Products, sponsorship for 15 years now. Wow, doesn't time fly?
Well, Maury was still alive.
Yes,
remember?
I remember with Maury when we
that big blow up.
First got the sponsorship.
I wasn't even working there then. John Drysdale was there.
Golly,
so
it's been a while, hasn't it? So yeah, thank you very much, Coopers. You've been a great sponsor over the years. So we'll continue hopefully in the few years to come.
Yeah.
So there's the preliminary final and grand final. We're looking for people to host those, clubs to host those. Get into the zone within the next week, and we'll be able to notify clubs as soon as possible.
Yeah,
perhaps even notify people.
I believe the tenders got to be in by this Monday,
right,
for the hosting of the minor semi-finals and the major semi-finals.
Right.
Because if you can't host it, it goes open to anyone. Okay. The minor premiers usually get the first dibs at it, but if they can't have a ground that's fully fenced, so you can take the.
Yep. There are requirements. If you're unable to meet those requirements, you forfeit your right to host it. Yeah, it's offered. It's not a must host.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty much covered things this week.
I think that's a wrap on the rugby wrap for this week.
Do we want to talk about the Wallabies at all? They went pretty well, I thought, at the weekend. Anybody that happened to watch that game? Wallabies certainly put up a very good fight.
I think the thing where he rolled Tate when he was trying and stopped that try. Yes. That was the
Wallaby halfback. Tate went over the line, was tackled with the ball on his chest, and Artie Savea for the All Blacks managed to wrap up the ball and stop him scoring. I'd actually agree. That was probably the key moment of the whole game.
If he'd have got that,
Wallabies would have gone further in front, would have made it extra hard. Certainly the All Blacks wouldn't have been able to kick a penalty in the 79th minute
to win
the game.
They would have to go to the line, corner, and
congratulations, Wallabies.
No, they did play
playing a lot better. But unfortunately, again, the All Blacks just managed to sneak away with a win. But we'll talk about the Wallabies and the All Blacks and all the other international teams in the weeks to come, because of course we have the World Cup
of the women. The women are going well in the soccer. I've even had a bit of a look at it.
You found out what football is?
I'm not a round ball fan, but
football, not soccer. Come on,
I know. Yeah, it is football. Sorry, Steve Mackney. But no, congratulations to them. They're doing the country proud. So it's really
doing
good.
Australia proud.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the netballers, the girls won that.
Netballers.
So
they went very well.
So and the cricketers.
Wow.
We won that as well.
We're only playing England, so that doesn't count, does it?
No. All right. Thanks for everybody for having a look, and we'll catch up next week. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Rugby for another week. See you again. Bye-bye.